Ladies and gentlemen, we are again here. So we have a great gentleman with a big experience and achievement. So if you don't mind to tell to the audience a little bit about your background.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chairman Sir, for inviting us out here to present and share our views on the virtual assets industry. So I'm Framroze Pochara. I'm the Chief Operating Officer of Venomx Limited. Venomx basically is an MTF, which means it's an exchange for a regulated exchange for virtual assets and a custodian. We are regulated by the ADGM, that is the Abu Dhabi Global Markets. A little bit about myself. So I have been in the exchange or the regulated exchange space for almost 30 years now, basically in traditional equity, commodity, currency exchanges. I was the founder CEO of the Dubai Golden Commodity Exchange, which was set up in 2005. After setting it up, I moved to Singapore to set up another exchange. And I'm back out here in the UAE because this is where I believe all the action is in terms of digital assets, cryptocurrencies, and which is the next asset class which we are going to see on a very large level. So that's how I'm here, and I'm happy to share some of my views on how digital assets or virtual assets will behave in the next next decade or so. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. So today we will have interesting topic about digital assets and what is the role in the United Arab Emirates and the rest of the world. So my first question to you is, considering the current economic climate, the role of the digital assets in realistic and healthy economies.
Okay. So I think we all know what is the current scenario in terms of the global economies. I mean, there is high inflation, high interest rates, low growth rates. Many of the currencies are, what is happening to the sterling pound. We know this issue about Russia and Ukraine, the energy issues. So even with this kind of a scenario, we see that there is still a huge demand for people to have access or exposure to the digital assets and cryptocurrencies. For example, we get a lot of requests from some of the big retailers within the UAE to allow for them to accept cryptocurrencies as a form of payment as against the regular fiat such as dirhams or USD. Also, we have been approached by real estate companies where they want, again, either the payments to be accepted in cryptocurrencies or even tokenizing the assets, etc. So I don't really believe that, whether it's a resilient economy or a developing economy, I think it is useful across. Now, why would somebody look at cryptocurrencies? Let us take the example of some of the currencies which have really done badly over the past few years. For example, the Turkish lira. It has fallen 30% this year and maybe 46% all of last year. Also, I believe in Lebanon, you cannot withdraw more than less than a few $100 for your expenses. Now, if this is the case, what is the alternative? I think some of the people out there are switching to using cryptocurrencies for their day-to-day transactions. So I don't believe that whether it's a developing country or a developed economy, it doesn't really matter. I think we'll see more and more of integration of virtual assets, digital assets into our day-to-day life. That's what I would say.
It's a great answer actually, and I can feel the audience, they like what you are telling. So we will go to the next level, let's say.
Please.
Earlier stage of the digital assets adoption and development and untapped potential and evaluations of the digital assets.
Okay. So again, what is the potential of digital assets? I think we are already seeing it, and we are just at the start of adoption of digital assets. I mean, people think, oh, there's been a huge curve and the markets have gone up, down, and maybe there have been 2 or 3 cycles. No, there is a huge, we are just at the start of the digital assets age. I think 40 years, 50 years back, when the World Wide Web or the internet came into our lives, I don't think us or our parents ever thought that this would be an absolute necessary in today's day-to-day life. I mean, we can't live without our phones or our internets or without Wi-Fi for even a second. Okay? So I think this is what is going to happen to digital assets, and how they will basically become a part of our day-to-day lives. So whether it is real estate, as I mentioned, for tokenization, for their cash flows, for in the banking side, again, banking, I mean, people say that digital assets leads to a lot of frauds, etc. But I believe, and you will see with the emergence of technology, all these issues will be taken care of, and it will be one of the most secure way to do your banking or to do your any day-to-day business. So I think there is a huge potential for digital assets, and I think we will see more so in the coming days. It's already there. We have smart contracts where you don't need somebody else or an authority to ensure that this contract is taken care of or is satisfied. It's done all electronically. So when the smart contract is entered into at a particular date based on certain set of activities, if it is fulfilled, the other side will either get the payment or the asset. So all of these things, whether it's tokenized assets, whether it is utility tokens, all of this are going to be our day-to-day lives. In fact, many of the central banks, such as in China, in India, even in Europe, they are looking at a central currency, a digital currency to introduce digital currency, which again is going to have a huge impact on our lives. So to come back, yes, there is huge potential, and I don't think we have even imagined the kind of things which we'll be able to do with digital assets, with blockchain, with Web3. So I think it's all going to be there for the long time.
As you said, we can see a lot of companies that they want to enter to United Arab Emirates and to register themselves as a digital asset exchange. So let's hope for the best. So my third question for you will be the role of the UAE in the global digital asset ecosystem.
Excellent. I think this is a very important question to talk about. UAE has, I think, played a leadership role in this particular space based on a couple of points. One is attracting talent. I think in the previous discussion also we were talking about attracting students and education, etc. Their major focus in UAE, I think, is to attract talent. Even as I understand the recent changes to the Golden Visa program, where they are attracting entrepreneurs, talented people, professionals to come to the UAE and set up their businesses or basically be involved in the new age technologies. Even students who are very good students from the top 100 universities, I think they'll also be given golden visas. Now, I have not seen this in any other country where you would give a golden visa or an equivalent of a golden visa to a student. Yes, accomplished professionals, people who have done well in their life, maybe, but not students. So I think this is one of the major things. Second thing UAE is doing well is basically setting up accelerators, setting up incubators for this technology innovation. So we have the Dubai Innovation Center being set up in Dubai. And also investments. They are basically creating the infrastructure, or UAE has taken the leadership in this digital asset space, and they are creating the infrastructure and the ecosystem for people to come out here to set up their enterprises. And you can see how there is many of the digital exchanges are coming out here because of the regulation which is already available, or because UAE has taken the lead in setting up this regulation and having a regulated ecosystem for trading these digital assets.
I want to thank you that how you explained to the audience about United Arab Emirates vision and about how we helping and supporting a lot of nationalities that they are gathering in United Arab Emirates. I really appreciate
Absolutely.
it. So for me, the last question it is, what is UAE as a meaning or adoption and development leader?
Okay. So if you see the adoption in terms of cryptocurrencies or digital assets in UAE, it is pretty high. From the latest figures available, around 4.3% of contribution to the UAE GDP comes from digital assets or digital asset industry. Also, almost 11% of the UAE population have already traded or held cryptocurrencies at some point of time. 35% of the small businesses, when the survey was conducted, they informed that they are willing to accept cryptocurrencies as a form of payment. So UAE is already much ahead of the curve, and not only the government, but also the people who are staying out here. They are willing to experiment. They are willing to take a chance and be ready for the next frontier of technology, the next frontier in terms of the asset classes. Again, UAE taking a leading role in setting up regulations for setting up a regulated exchange. Now, I don't believe any other country had come out with these regulations. The Abu Dhabi Global Markets was the first to come out with this regulation in 2017. And that's when we came in and set up the exchange in a regulated environment, because we think that this is a regulated environment is absolutely necessary for any such financial markets or to trade financial instruments. Subsequently, we have recently have the Virtual Assets Regulatory Authority, or VARA, in Dubai, who are also coming up with regulations for regulating digital asset exchanges and for NFTs, for tokens. And just a few weeks back, we had this huge Dubai Metaverse conference, which was there. And you can see the number of events happening out here. You can feel the buzz in the market. So just every week there's a conference which is pertaining to digital assets. So we had the Dubai Metaverse, we had the Crypto Expo, we had the GITEX, the Future Blockchain Summit, and this week we have this Future Innovation Summit. So I think it's just, when people read about this, people say they want to be here and they want to be in the middle of action. And I think UAE has done an excellent job of attracting talent, resources, investors, VCs, etc., to basically develop this area and this industry much faster.
So thank you. But one thing you need to understand, that the Future Innovation Summit is a different concept. It's not Crypto Expo. It's not, let's say, a lot of exhibitions is happening. Future Innovation Summit is the vision and the foundation to add the value to the audience, all the rest of the world, that they gather here, share their culture, their knowledge, their ideas, to make this world better place. Thank you so much, and big clap for the gentleman, please.
Thank you, Mr. Adnan. Thank you very much.
So it was honorable. Thank you. Thank you.